We have come down to the final pool game of the BIC Fiji Effect 2026. The equation in Pool A is all the more clearer now. No need for us to tell you after that excellent performance from the home side in Extra Supermarket Lambasa that they are the group winners and through to the semi-finals for next weekend alongside Navua. But for now, in front of us is the final pool game, like we said, in Group B. And this time around, it's Manasa Exports Nadroga and Calvin Civil Engineering Lautoka. For Nadroga, Semesa Sedere is in goal. He is also their captain for this all-important fixture. Abhishek Ram, Vrishab Nadan, Tuindama Gosai, Ravinesh Reddy, Pravil Singh, Chone Ralumu, William Khan, Shivnil Chan, Blessed Francis, and Kehinde Adejumo, the starters, the same squad that disposed of Nasinu 4-0 yesterday, setting up this encounter, this clash for a semi-final berth on the line. Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka, they're missing several of their regulars. No Ipelile Roti, no Sitiveni Davulangi, who has been the captain in the last 2 games, and no Veleni Rasorewa. So, Senirosi Mbokini is in goal. Simeone Nambenu gets the captaincy armband for this match, with Madhu Tuinuku, Ilaitia, Ralaselevu, Laisaring Galida, Saila Saratu, Rusiate, Matererenga, Elijah Ravea, Apisolome Ravovo, Saila Sanaidengu, and Nafraz Ali making up the starting 11 for the Blue Army. The 2 teams in the center circle area, final plans, final chats, while the captains, Simeone Nambenu and Semesa Sadere, talk to the match officials. They have agreed on which sides the 2 teams will start at. And also, which team will kick off. So they've switched sides, as would have been determined in that quick chat with the referee. Manasa Exports Nadroga and Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka, both of those 2 teams in the center circle area. The camaraderie, the brotherhood, team passion and district pride on display as the hands come together, and also the hands pointing to the heavens for that extra bit of divinity. And some would say divine intervention. And sometimes you need that. Faith definitely moves mountains. And Manasa Exports Nadroga needs that today. And I say this because many would say that Nadroga come into this match as underdogs with a semi-final berth on the line. As the Lautoka bench, Coach Ajinesh and the panel look on. Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka, they disposed of a much fancied Rolex Real team by 2-0 yesterday. They are sitting comfortably on 6 points. However, that does not mean that they already have a foot in the semi-finals. And that's because they do have a +5 goal differential. Nadroga have a +1. They are also on 3 points. However, should Nadroga be able to pile enough goals against Lautoka, they could see themselves in the semi-final too. And nothing to be taken away from Nadroga. That's absolutely possible. We have seen Extra Supermarket Lambasa turn the tables on Stratum Construction Fortec Rewa. There seemed to have been a false start or something at the kickoff that just wasn't done right. So they were all pulled back. And so it was one of the goalkeepers that was actually not ready. They need to wait for the goalkeepers to have their gloves fully on. The Nadroga goalkeeper, Semesa Sadere, it was, that was still having his moments after going off from the captain's chat with the match officials to the team and then into his goalkeeping area. Needed a few extra seconds to properly put his gloves on, and the match had already started, so they said, no, we'll hold on, we'll wait for Semesa Sedere. He's the stand-in goalkeeper. He's a utility, usually an outfield player, but in the goalkeeping position for Nadroga, and that's because Sakio Tanganada, Ravinesh ready straight away, and that was a good chance for Nadroga. Senerusi Mbukini coming out quickly to close the angle on Ravinesh. And as we were saying, Sakio Tanganada, injured in the first match against Ba, was stretchered off and in fact hospitalized with a dislocated jaw. So we again take this time to wish Sakio Tanganada a speedy recovery, and we do hope that we will see him back in footballing action very soon. Now, Chone Ralumu, he will try to look for Ade Jumo, but that will sail out and away. Sailasa Nadengu closely guarding, marking Ade Jumo. The throw-in will come in from Madiu Tuinuku. Rusiate Matararenga will nod it on. Rasalalevu, and then just slipping, sliding. So, Blessed Francis. Shivnil was trying to make that overlapping run. Finally, he will get that ball. Was Vrishab Nathan, my apologies. And then coming back, racing away. Sailasa Naidengo will kick it out for a corner kick to Manasa Exports Nadroga. Those were quick 3 minutes that are already up on the clock. Taken by Shivnil Chand. It's been impressive, Shivnil. And sometimes the commentator's curse does get to you, doesn't it, Shivnil? We praised him for his abilities in defense, but just the corner kick not delivered to the expectations of all those that were waiting in the box for Manasa Exports Nadroga. Quickly away now, Sailasa Ratu. Sailasa still with him. They play it back to Nambenu. Ravinesh ready. Hits him on the way out. The throw-in comes from Lautoka, raising his foot high. That's Francis, and he will catch Ratu. Sailasa Ratu on his right foot. So it will be a Lautoka free kick as the floodlights will slowly come on at Subrail Park. This is the match that will draw the curtains in as far as the pool games, the group matches of the BIC Fiji Effect are concerned. Our coverage on My TV coming to you with the kind compliments of Extra Supermarket. Welcome to the Extra Experience, Glemada Investments, exclusive distributors of Lenius products in Fiji, Avnil's Multi-Electronics, the phone specialists, Powervault Services Limited, your trusted electrical solution providers, IXL Financial Solutions, Tailored Mortgage and Insurance Service Providers, Kiwi Homes New Zealand Limited, Kelvin Realtors, licensed real estate agents, Fiji Traders, we do it the smart way, Flick Hygiene, Fiji National University. Semester 2 applications are now open. Zubair's Distributors Limited, your trusted wholesale and retail partner in Fiji. And Stratum Construction. Also, we thank our sponsors for their faith in the My TV crew. And it's our pleasure to be bringing you all of the action from the Fijian footballing fraternity, wherever you are catching the action from. The chance for Elaitia Rasalevu it was. rather Ilaitia Ralaselevu. And he found himself coming back onside from an offside position, so the free kick will be taken. Much slower start to this match than the one before this. Ralumu. Vrishab Nathan was the target. He tried to send it to the right, to the left flank. Now Blessed Francis will do that. But then coming back quickly and clearing it away. Sailesa Naidengu. Pravil Singh. Now that's him in jersey 10 with a quick exchange with Shivnil Chand. How about that free kick from Pravil yesterday? Against Nasinu. Now Matthew Thuinuku, Ralumu underneath it. That's a miss kick from him. So the Lautoka man, Elijah Ravea, will watch it go out of the field of play. And for him to come away with, well, Lautoka to come away with a throw-in. Steady, slow approach from Lautoka. They don't need to do anything fancy. Some would say no need for them to work any harder than they have to. A draw is good enough for Lautoka to qualify for the semi-finals. But it will be interesting if they do want to make it as the pool winners. For now, with 6 points and a +7 goal differential, Ba are the pool winners with a live score. Lautoka nil and Nadroga nil. Kelvin Civil Engineering, Lautoka are sitting on 7 points, so that would give them the nod ahead of Ba as the winners of Group B. A lot of action still remaining. We are closer to the 10th minute mark. A lot of football still to play. Sailesa Naidengu. Now Pravil will just get a foot in the way, and Matthew Thuinuku will watch it go out for another throw-in. This will be on the offensive for Lautoka. Thuinuku, a long... That floated into the box, almost looked like a cross. Elijah trying to control it. It's all chaotic in the box. Then it comes out to Afraz Ali. Afraz. Nambenu crosses it in, and what a chance, gone begging for Rusiate Matararenga. Just across his face and across the face of the Nadroga goal. Motsemesa Sadere could do nothing than just to be a spectator. Then finally, when it fell on the foot of Elijah Ravea, he also couldn't give it the direction that was needed. That could have been an easy opening for Lautoka. Blessed Francis now. He pushes Sailesa Naidengu. Not interested, so Ravinesh Reddy will come in and control. Vrishab Nathan. A right-footed cross into the box. Two Nadroga players following through into Indama, Gosai and Francis. So coming back,
Lautoka will try and protect their standings.
You can expect Lautoka to do much more of parking the bus at the back, just defending and keeping Nadroga at bay. Vrishab. Now Pravil Singh. Pravil. Oh, that was hit with some intention. Senerusi Mbokini though. Easy for him to collect that. Was at the right place at the right time, and that's what good goalkeepers do. Just have that well measured. So that, in fact, will turn out to be an offside free kick. Ravinesh Reddy just floated offside. Naidengu.
Ilaitia. Sailasa Ratu now. Sailasa trying to set one up for Elijah Ravea. Was looking for the channel pass in between the Nadroga players and through for Elijah to run on. The Nadroga defenders, they had it well covered. If anything, this is the time of the day where the sun is slowly kissing us goodbye over the horizon. Floodlights coming on at Subrail Park. So very conducive conditions for quality football. Rusiate. Blessed Francis did well to get that away from Rusi and then now switches play to Indamangasai and Apisalome Ravovo. They turn 360 before Apisalome walks away with it and overruns it in the process for Nadroga to come away with a throw-in. Abhishek Ram it will be. Just needs to find his target. Wanted to get it across to Tindamagasai. Francis in front of him. Both of those two players will miss it. And it will trickle all the way back to Nambenu, who played a 1-2 with Afraz Ali. Nambenu slowing things down even more. Sailasa Ratu, Ilaitia. The foul on Ratu from the smaller of the two that went up for that challenge. Pravil Singh. Sailasa Ratu feeling the pinch still. Apisalome Ravovo comes to check on him.
It's a 2-goal equation. If Nadroga wants to change things here, if they manage to score 2, at the moment 0-0, then what will happen is Nadroga will have a +3, and that will give them 8-4 situation, 8 forward and 4 against, and Lautoka will reduce to a +3, and they will have a 6-3 situation, and Nadroga will have the edge. So it's just 2 goals that will change things. But for now, Lautoka is very consistent and keeping it in their favor. They are just doing enough. The plot is there for them. They have a plan and they are sticking to it and keeping the game right to their chest for now.
The goal scorer from match day 1 against Ba Kehinde Odujumo seems to have picked up a knock. And unfortunately, the hard-working Kehinde, the Nigerian in the Manasa Exports Nadroga squad, gives a thumbs up to Joel, and you could see Joel too. And look at that, beautifully captured by the My TV cameras. And I said before, with the sun kissing us goodbye, we're also kissing the pool players goodbye. Over the mountains, the sun goes as the floodlights come on. And Calvin Civil Engineering Lautoka, Manasa Exports Nadroga bring the pool games to a close. Matthew Tuinuku, he will send this in. Rusiate Matararenga. It was too high for him to try and climb for it. At the back, Naizengu. Matthew Tuinuku underneath it once again with Vrishabh Nathan. So just doing enough Vrishabh to see that away. Chone Ralumu is at the back. If Shivnil wants to use him, no, goes forward. Ravinesh ready. Pravil Singh. Rusiate comes back to help out. Ilaichia. Ralaselevu. Afraz Ali. Tuinuku. Afraz again. Pravil Singh. It's Nadroga that have to up the ante. All the agency needs to come from them. They need 2 goals to turn the tables on Lautoka. Twindama Gosai already has a sight of goal. He scored goal number 2 for Nadroga over Nasinu, the win over Nasinu yesterday. Seneru Simbokini will now set it up. Looks like it'll be him that will take the goal kick. But look at the pace at which this match is being played at. And like we mentioned before, Lautoka know all they need in this match is a draw. And the other factor is for them to save, preserve energy, and to prevent any players from picking up a knock, picking up any injuries in this game.
Yeah, they have to be cautious in that too, with the 3 key players sitting out, not even in the list of Ipelile Roti and Sitiveni Davoilangi, and then the goal-scoring machine of Veleni Rasorewa. Nowhere to be seen here. Are now these players the ones that have been given the go-ahead? In place of them, surely have a chance to prove their worth. So far, Lautoka is there in the semi-final. The only team that can take them off from there is this Nadroga team.
So once again, we go back to Seniro Simbokini. And look at all the time that Senirusi is taking to come away with that goal kick. Nambenu. And I feel like for Lautoka, the strategy is to just stroke the ball around. And if the goal comes, it comes. If it doesn't, just make sure that they don't concede any. The clearance away. Abhishek Ram it is. They play it on the left flank, Lautoka. They leave it behind for Ilaitia. Now it's a Nadroga throw, so Abhishek Ram will come away with it. Ravinesh ready. Now Ravinesh lifts it high to Indama Gusai as a target, but then they have the giant figure of Simi Nambenu. So he gets the header away. Abhishek Ram. Apisalome Ravovo. Ilaitia. Rusiate. Afraz Ali. Afraz, oh, what an excellent strike from him. Afraz. Not that we have not seen those sort of strikes from Afraz and from that sort of a range before. But an excellent save from Sedere.
Yes, Mr. Sedere standing in as the goalkeeper, a forward player, has done so well. He has the goalkeeping abilities too. Has been playing in bazaars, local leagues, and at times for Nadroga before. And here has given a consistent performance so far with 20 minutes gone.
The performance against Ba when he had to stand in, probably one to forget. But this time around, that save definitely reminiscent of some of the saves that we've seen from Chitoko Volava in the earlier game. Oh, the missed kick inside his own box from Joel, or rather William Khan. Simi Nambenu has that well covered on the opposing end. Francis feeling the knock, so the game will be halted for a while. Little over 20 minutes played in the first half. Still no scores, much lower game than the one that we've seen before this. Probably the 2 games we've seen before this. And that break in play gives us a chance to once again acknowledge our partners in this live broadcast. Extra Supermarket, welcome to the Extra Experience. Glamada Investments, exclusive distributors of Lenius products in Fiji. Avnil's Multi-Electronics, the phone specialists. PowerVolt Services Limited, your trusted electrical solution providers. IXL Financial Solutions, tailored mortgage and insurance service providers. Kiwi Homes New Zealand Limited. Kelvin Realtors, licensed real estate agent. Fiji Traders, we do it the smart way. Flick Hygiene, Fiji National University, Semester 2 applications now open for all the aspiring students. Zubair's Distributors Limited, your trusted wholesale and retail partner in Fiji, as well as Stratum Construction Limited.
So Nadroga, they know that they have to score twice here and avoid Lautoka from scoring any, and that will take them through. And Lautoka knows that the current result or anything better than this is good for them, and they will be in the semi-final. So at the moment, from this group, Ba is there already with 6 points, and from the other pool, Lambasa is the group winner, and Navua is the runner-up. So we are waiting for this one. If Lautoka wins or draws here, then they go in as the group winner. A loss for them, less than 2 goals, 1-0 loss will still keep them there, and then Ba will become the group winner and Lautoka as the runner-up. Otherwise, it's Nadroga joining Ba.
So as it stands with the current scoreline, a 0-0 scoreline puts Lautoka on 7 points, essentially makes them the group winners, which means they will play Navua.
It does.
In the semi-finals, and it will be a cracker
Ba
of the other semi-final, Ba in Lambasa. Not that Navua and Lautoka will not be. Nothing to be taken away from those two teams also. It's just that it's the factor by virtue of the home team playing in the semi-final.
And Nadroga too would want to see their name there. Manas Exports Nadroga. They still trying to get the result in favor of them with just over 23 minutes gone. I'm sure those of you out there in Singatoka, especially in the valley, Kavanangasao, and the Singatoka Valley and the hills. Kavanangasao is where Ravinesh Reddy in number 9 comes from, and he must be having a lot of backing there.
So defending at the back, William Khan will try to come away with this. Elijah is on his case, but William Khan, he did exceptionally well to pull that out of the fire. Francis. No, that was number 10, Pravil Singh in the orange boot. This is Francis now. Shivnil Chand. So good footy from the men from the Stallion Town. Manasa Exports Nadroga. They moved the ball around well, but it's just that it didn't stick for them in the final third. Just those crucial passes not sticking. They have to ensure that those passes stick if they are to throw in a spanner in the works for Calvin Civil Engineering Lautoka. Ravinesh. Afraz Ali will clear. Jumping high, climbing high. Ralumu. Abhishek. Ralumu. Uncharacteristic error from him. Rusiate Matar. No, that's Simi Nambenu and not Rusi. Francis, he mistimes his run, so Elijah Ravea has set Rusiate Matararenga running into the box. Rusi with a chance, and Rusiate Matararenga in the 26th minute of play with that through ball.
He has someone to thank above. Rusiate Matararenga, so cool, calm, collected there. He was having a check on the offside flag, but then it was in favor of him. It was still down. No offside there. Rusiate Matararenga took advantage of the whole scenario around the goal area.
Elijah Ravea with a setup. So that will count as an assist for Elijah.
Yeah, watch him go here.
Matararenga races into the box. Jone Ralumu desperate in defense. Away from Semesa Sadere, he could do absolutely nothing in goal. And watches it go all the way to his far post. Hit the woodworks and sail into the net.
The Blues fans there, and very much following the success story of the Blue Army so far. They are on their way to try and get maximum points. At the moment, they are exactly doing that.
So it was always going to be a tough ask for Manasa Exports Nadroga, and it has become even tougher with that 26th minute goal to Rusiate Matararenga. Now this takes Lautoka on 9 points. So surely a dominant performance in Group B Rishabh Twindama Gosai chases. Sailesa Naidungo will cover at the back. Afraz. Back to Naivengu. Elijah Ravea. What a pass. He weaved it in between the Nadroga defenders, slicing them open. Allowing Rusiate to sneak in, run into the box and fire away. A right-footed drive away from Semesa to get the scoring underway. We have the first goal, and that too. Lautoka, and will he do that again a second time? Ilaichia not reading it, but does manage to gather. Only to see it cleared away by William Khan. Matthew Tuinoku. Semesa Saderio was moving away from his goal line. Looks like Avishek Ram has picked up a knock and down injured in the box. So they will call the medics all the way from the other side of the pitch to attend to Avishek Ram. Now the clock will continue ticking, but this does mean that the fourth official is keeping a tab on the time that will need to be added on at the end of the first half. This gives the chance for the players to come to the sidelines. Ravinesh Reddy, the Fiji FA medics have a look at Avishek Ram. He tried to backheel it away from Ilaitia, and this is where he picked up the knock.
A lot of power and physicality there.
Stepping on his knee, Ilaitia.
Yeah, Ilaichia on that occasion is a great player. Ilaichia Ralasalevu, formerly from Ba, joining Lautoka last year, and carries on with a great performance. Great player that he is. Now, Nadroga, the question is, will they be able to respond, or will they succumb to the high intensity and press that this Blue Army is throwing in the field now?
Raj Dayal is in the mix, and that's the Lautoka bench, but on the opposite side, Raj Dayal up and down, up and down. If you look at the results from the day, early on, Ba defeating Rolex Realty Ba, Palt Nasinu 6-0 and setting up themselves, cementing their, well, really cruising into the semi-final with a dominant performance over Nasinu. After that, Suva and Navua played. Ira Group Navua coming out victorious, 2-0 over Glemada Suva. So that confirmed their position. Ira Group Navua in the semi-finals, and the match that just completed a short while ago. The home team, the Babasinghe Lions, they disposed of Stratum Construction Forte Rewa by 4-2, which ensured their passage into the knockout stages. And now, with the current scoreline, Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka leading by 1-0 over Manasa Exports Nadroga. This will definitely see Lautoka qualify as the winners from this pool. Another injury, and we've talked about this, fatigue setting in, as well as conditioning. It's very important when teams are playing 3 straight matches, 90-minute matches over 3 days. It's what you do back at the camp overnight that makes a lot of difference in terms of recuperation and player conditioning. As Pravil Singh sent in the free kick, Senerusi Mbokini made the save, but climbing high and clashing with Senerusi Mbokini. Oh, that's a nasty fall. It looks like it's Twindama Gosai. He just, the trailing foot caught underneath, and lucky that it's nothing more than that. So fortunate for Twindama, he's okay. The match resumes.
So a win here for Lautoka. puts them in a situation where they don't meet the home team of Lambasa in the semis, but they still have Navua to battle in the semi-final. Still a long way to go. 32 minutes into the first half, and Nadroga still will want to try and respond and get the required goals here.
Rishabnathan, Madhu Tunuku in front of him, and that excellent defending from Madhu. Knew exactly where Rishabnathan was going to try and turn that ball back in or cut back in. So hits his thighs and sails away, and it's going to be a throw. Ravinesh ready. Elijah gets it away. Now racing away is Apisalome Ravovo. Rusiate Matararenga away from William Khan before Abhishek Ram comes in and clears. We talked about not seeing a hat-trick at the BIC Fiji Fact, and then John Orumbulu decided to produce a special in that game against Nasinu. Not just 3, he scored 4 in fact.
That's the Lautoka bench there. Very cool, calm, collected, composed. In fact, they know that they are the only team at the moment that is aiming for the maximum points in out of the group matches.
Madhu Tuinuku, it will be another long throw into the box. Rusi, he's the first one to climb high. Semesa Sadere now, he's going on an adventure. We'll get to it first. Apisalome. Back to Nambenu. And then all the way back to Mbokini. Naidengu. Ravinesh Reddy is in front of him. Rishabnathan, can he get a hold of this? No. Elijah. Shivnil. Vrishav. Ravinesh. Ravinesh has 3 Lautoka players around him. Does well to dispose it off to Shivnil. Blessed Francis. Good back heel from Twindama Gasai. Rishabnathan now. Nadroga strutting their stuff. Just not able to control it. Blessed, if he can get it down on his left foot. Came away with an attempt. Blocked. Apisalome Ravovo. He got the all-crucial first goal against Rolex Realty Ba in the first half yesterday. And that reminds me, another notable player that's missing from the Lautoka squad is Felix Joseph.
Yeah, Felix too.
What a cracking strike it was.
Not even on the bench.
Yeah, he got the second goal in the match against Ba yesterday.
He did carry a heavy injury too.
So maybe he rested today.
The knee was strapped. We haven't seen him around too here.
Choneralumu above Elijah. Shivnil Chand sends it into the center circle area. Ravinesh climbing high above Sailasara to Pravil Singh. Back to Ravinesh. Such a hard walking player he is. Ravinesh just miss kicks. Ralumu. Ravinesh. Now Madhu Tunuku comes away with a header. Ilaitia. Ralumu. Apisalome Ravovo in front of him. Wanted to use Joel Chand. Joel sends the cross into the box. And Madhu Tunuku, smartly done, heads it into the ever-trusted arms of Senerusi Mbokini. William Khan. The crowd enjoyed that.
So just less than 10 minutes away from the halftime break here. The Lautoka team doing enough for now to be the group leaders and also on track for the maximum points target that they have come in with. After some time, we are seeing a team that will be completing the tournament group matches with the maximum points, and that team is the Blue Army, the Lautoka team.
Sometimes you can have everything going well for you in the group games. You go in with maximum points. So the momentum, the points table, everything on your side, and then you get to the semi-finals and things go haywire. So Lautoka will definitely need to prevent that. You can
Yep.
ride high on the momentum, but it's the task on the day, the performance on the day that will count against Navua if this scoreline remains in favor of Lautoka.
A lot of question marks and speculations on the midfielders
Missing
of
players.
Epelile Roti and Siti Venidavo Ilangi in the midfield. Then the goal scorer of Veleni Rasorewa. Will they still be part of the Blues team? Are they still part of the Blues team? We haven't got any confirmation on that. But
Also
for now,
Felix Joseph.
and Felix Joseph, but for now they are not playing here and they are not in the list as well for this match.
So almost 38 minutes played, 7 more minutes to go in regulation time. Elijah Ravea Tuindama Gosai gets the head away. Ravinesh ready. Well, Tuindama was just lowered his head, and he thought Madu Tunuku will be punished for raising his foot and catching him on his forehead, but no, we continue play. Pravil Singh, Abhishek Ram floats one above the Lautoka defense. Ravinesh Reddy is not there. Pravil, Francis, Johnny Ralumu with a header away. Now Nambenu, Rusiate, Ilaitia. The flags have not gone up, so Ilaitia has Madu Tunuku for support. And the Lautoka bench was already up and celebrating. They thought that was absolutely going in, but smacked against the woodwork. Comes out, so the lead is not doubled. Still remains at Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka 1 and Manasa Exports Nadroga 0.
Surely no offside there. William Khan, he stood in that on zone allowing Ilechia, and then he called for the offside flag to go up. It won't go up according to his wishes. He has to plot the offside trap, and he couldn't do that time. Lucky for William and Nadroga, that one came off the post, and still Nadroga is in the match here, but they need to score to change things if they want to do so. Otherwise, this Lautoka team, nothing stopping them from the maximum points.
Elaitia would have thought, well, I have not had a chance to score any in the Big Fiji effect for this year, so why not get my name on the score sheet? Otherwise, it was just a tap in for Madu Tunuku in the box. He had him for support, decided not to use him, wanted to place it to the left of Semesa Sedere and ended up meeting the post instead. Pravil Singh will push it out wide to Abhishek Ram. Joel Chand. Joel, if he can get across in. No, they will still play it on the right flank. Joel and Abhishek and Blessed Francis and looks like it's Naidengo. That was much more than physical from the two of them. In fact, hands also. And Francis seems to be in a lot of pain.
He is out there. As we watch the replay here, there they are, and already calling for it, the elbow from the right of the Lautoka player Selasane Dengu that time.
Francis not happy, but might just bring about a smile on his face to see
Yellow card there for Selasa Dengu.
Yellow carded. That will be recorded as a 42nd minute yellow card to Sailasa Naidengu.
The crowd still staying back here despite the home team already completing their group matches. Now, what an atmosphere it would have been if that Rewa and Lambasa match would have been played under floodlights now. But still, it didn't fail. It provided so much of spark and fireworks right throughout that match, 98 minutes or so, and it produced those number of goals. And finally, the home team, Lambasa, has responded.
Now we talk about all the. Now Madhu Tuinoku, oh, just across the face of the goal mouth that goes. What a chance. That set up nicely for him. Everyone standing, stood there ball watching. As Madhu Tuinuku, this is the time for them to sharpen the arrows as the semi-finals beckon next weekend. Should not miss those from point blank range. Will be a free kick to Lautoka. Ilaitia, rather, this is Madhu Tuinuku, the one that had the chance earlier, goes down. Afraz Ali will come away with his free kick. Ajinesh still talking strategy with the players on the field. Afraz, he sends one into the box. Oh, what a lovely header. And that's a lovely goal. Apisalome Ravovo gets the second for Lautoka. Afraz Ali with an excellent free kick sent in and a glorious header from Apisalome Ravovo to produce the second goal, and Lautoka leads by 2 goals now.
The follow-up was awesome and appropriate from Apisolome Ravovo. This is the delivery from Afraz, the killer there, and Ravovo climbed high very well and nodded the ball into the corner of the net. A helpless Semesa Sadere. It was Ravovo nodding it home, and the Blues, they may not have the numbers here, but they are an effect and impact in the tournament, the Lautoka team.
And if you were missing Fiji, and if you were missing the bus ride that you took back in the days, there's one in the background for you to remind you that this is Fiji, this is Lambasa, Subrail Park, where we are coming to you live from, and perhaps a few reminders, few memories from back home if you are joining us from outside of Fiji. Chonera Lumu.
Yeah, My TV pay-per-view live streaming presents it right to you. Those pills and thrills, the feels of the local tournaments that you used to enjoy while being here in the country, and now away. We will not let it be away from you. My TV is right here to make you feel right here too.
It almost feels like that might be the Baba Singh Alliance that are calling it a night, and so the horns, perhaps in celebration too. Semi-final spot signed and sealed. Ravinesh ready. Simi Nambenu at the back to clear. Selasaratu, all the time for the Lautoka players to do that, just a give and go, the tiki-taka at the back. Afraz Ali, he will switch play to Nambenu. 3 minutes of added time shown at the end of the first half. Pravil brings it down, Ralumu. Shivnil, Pravil. Lautoka have settled in to just knock the ball around.
The 2 goals surely has had a huge effect on Nadroga's motivation to win this one, and that's where they need to regroup at the half-time break and see what they will come back with into the second half, the final half of the group stages of Big Fiji Fect 2026. Lautoka, however, they will talk about carrying on. They would not want to sit back and defend the final 45, but keep playing football and trying to keep score.
Ravanesh already had cut it in field. Blessed Francis followed through. His attempt blocked. Avishek Ram. Joel Chan comes back to defend. Blessed Francis. Nadroga still trying to see that they get something on the board for themselves, a consolation at least, and Blessed Francis will come away with that attempt. Out wide it goes. There he is on your screen, the Nigerian Blessed Francis. His attempt sails wide and Senerus Mbokini plays it out to Nambenu. Afraz. Rather not Afraz, that was Tuinuku. Apisalome Ravovo. Now this is Afraz underneath it. Ravinesh ready away from him. Pravil Singh. Bit of pushing and shoving. Always healthy, but not anything more than that. 3 Lautoka players around Blessed Francis, but he still manages to take that away. And Simi Nambenu hard on Vrishav Nathan. And we will have this free kick to close off the first half.
The final play probably will be there for this first half, sending the teams to the break to prepare for the final half as far as the Big Fiji Fect 2026 group stages are concerned. And for Lautoka, if they win this one, surely they go in as the group winner from Group B. So Lambasa will be playing the first one as the group winner. If this is how it is, the first semi-final will be Lambasa and Ba.
As winners of Group A, Shivnil Chan, now Senerus Mbokini in goal, and he had that well measured. Shivnil Chan, though, well done to him for lifting it over the wall and at least making Senerus Mbokini walk for that. With that, we have come to the halftime mark in the final pool game. And at the halfway stage, it is Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka that leads over Manasa Exports Nadroga by 2-0. We welcome you to the final 45 minutes in as far as the pool games of the Big Fiji Fect 2026 is concerned, and drawing the curtains to the pool stages in front of us, Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka and Manasa Exports Nadroga. They are ringing in changes at the breather. Manasa Exports Nadroga have pulled out Vrishabh Nathan, and in goes Sean Singh in jersey number 4, and they've also sent in Abdul Farid in jersey number 12. For Lautoka, they have pulled out Ilaitia Ralaselevu with Abdul Sahil also getting a break. That will be the first minutes that he will get at this year's Fiji Fect. So time for him to shake the jitters off, get some game time ahead of the semi-finals next week, as their captain for the night, Simi Nambenu, looks on, and Tuindama Gosai for Manasa Exports Nadroga will get us underway. Final 45, Nadim, as we look towards the semi-finals next weekend, and I'm sure pretty much now it's confirmed that we will head back to Subrail Park in Lambasa.
Yeah, the semi-finals, the tournament in fact continues here and will complete here. That's how it is now, and the first semi-final has been scheduled for 2 p.m. and that's when the home team of Lambasa will take on their rivals from Ba. What a match, what a way to start the semi-final. And at 4:30, this Lautoka team halfway confirmed for now as second half starts here to come in as the group winners if this is the result to go by. Then they come in as the group winners and will be meeting the Navua team in the second semi-final that is scheduled for 4:30 p.m.
Senerusim Bokini has also been pulled off. So Ajinesh and his coaching panel giving an early night off for Senerusim Bokini also. And Atunais Naundukidi comes into, in between the oat sticks for Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka.
Atunesa, commonly known as Atu, has played here for the home team Lambasa for a couple of seasons and comes out of Ba, being their age group goalkeeper and the district team goalkeeper too, and moved on here to Lambasa, now with Lautoka.
Bit of pressure on Nambenu from Tuindama Ngosai. So he will clear that out in a jiffy. Will be a Nadroga throw-in that's taken by Shiv Nielsen. Then he sends one into the box. Sean Singh, the new man chasing. Only for Atunaisa to quickly collect it. A similar fashion in which Aquila Matai Suva disposes of those long-range attempts whenever he collects the ball. Atunaisa too with a drop kick. Looks like a situation of one of the Lautoka players being offside and coming back on side. So an offside free kick taken by Manasa Exports Nadroga. Simi Nambenu will head it away. In the middle, the new man to have gone in, Abdul Sahil. He's closed down by another Abdul that's in the opposing side, Abdul Farid and Ravinesh Reddy, the two of them combining, double teaming on Sahil. Free kick to come. Sailas Ratu setting it for himself to take. He has Joel Chand in front of him.
The former Tavua Ba and now the Lautoka rep, Sailas Ratu.
Semesa Sadere. That's still a far, a long way out, still far away, but wanting his wall to be in position. There was this three-man wall in front of Ratu, who sends his free kick straight to Semesa. Laisaring Galida is in jersey number 9 for Lautoka, so we've seen him in action for quite some time. Been quiet in the first half, Laisari. Sean Singh brings it down. Sean gives it back to Farid. Abdul, Sean, the two new players for Nadroga in the second half, combining on the left flank. Pravil Singh, Sean, Ralumu, Farid. Farid away from Tuinuku. Only if he can send the cross in, will leave it behind. Sean, Tuindama Gasai, not up to it. And away from Francis is Ravovo chasing. Still up is Salome. Will be looking for support. Does not come. Joel Chand and Ravovo. And in fact, Ravovo ends up fouling Joel. Bit of Jesse pulling from Ravovo. Will be a Nadroga throw-in.
Ravovo the time, not happy with the call.
My apologies, Nadroga free kick.
Yeah, Ravovo coming up with the words of debate and objection to the decision, saying there was something else before that, but free kick given to Nadroga already.
Nadroga now, Farid. Still Farid disposes it to Sean Singh. Madhu Tunuku in front of him. Farid wanted to get one into the box. Chone Ralumu May. No, decides to keep it. Chone. Bit of pushing. So he will lay it in the path of Pravil, who will float one in, and Atunaisa not taking any chances. We're trying to collect that.
Yeah, it was well placed to the 90, the angle of the goalpost there. This man has been coming in with shots at will from various ranges into the field of play.
Corner kick to Nadroga. Going across to take it is Joel Chan. It's a good pick. Let the shorter ones take the corner while the taller ones try to connect to it inside the box. But that will not cut it for Nadroga. Coming out quickly to Inuku and fouls Joel. It went down
From the
in
top
a lot
there,
of
the
pain.
boot.
Yeah. It might be some time before this free kick is taken. Joel Chan will need some attention.
They're all staying back there on that side to watch Lautoka complete the maximum points target and Nadroga finish off their group match in Big Fiji Flag 2026.
Sent in Pravil again, and something similar to what he did against Nasinu in the match yesterday. Free kick from a similar sort of range. This one tapped away by Atunaisa. Corner kick to come. Shivnil sends one in. Everybody mistimes it. Pravil, and this time on the left foot. Closer to Kavanangasau. Then anywhere near Atunaisa's goal mouth. Ajnesh Chand at the edge of the Lautoka reserves or the substitutes box. We haven't seen Shalendra Prasad, the Lautoka president.
He was around yesterday. We did see him amongst the crowd here.
Meant not today during this game.
Has prepared a very, very formidable team.
Definitely
Lautoka.
they have, yeah.
But now the question mark is, where are those players and will they be part of the semi-final next weekend?
They were a
Who
big
will
part.
be there and who won't be there is the question.
That is definitely the question. They were all a big part of the successes of the first 2 days. The 4-1 victory over Nasinu and then the 2-0 win over Royal Realty Mba yesterday. Talk about Shalendra Prasad, the Lautoka president. Not all presidents are former footballers themselves, but Shalendra Prasad was a good one. So many may not realize that beyond the boardroom image, Shalendra Prasad's roots are deeply embedded in the game itself. He played with passion and conviction, and more importantly, he led something those who shared the field with him still speak about. So the friends that have played in the yesteryears with Shalendra, his journey began with Duavata Sports Club, drawing talent from top line, once a true breeding ground for some of Lautoka's finest footballers in the 1980s. It was a foundation built on grit, community, and raw ability, talking of the players of that time. So Shalendra Prasad later became a part of the Speedos Club, a fan favorite of its era. Speedos wasn't just another team, it was a side that took the fight to the district's heavyweights like Sevis FC, Press, Boomerang and Leeds United in the Lautoka local league competition. At Speedos, Shalendra Prasad wasn't just a player, he was the finance man also, a trusted, confident and a central figure in the team's fabric. Off the pitch, he was just as vital. If there was a gathering, he was at the heart of it, bringing people together, strengthening bonds and embodying the spirit of the game beyond the final whistle. So shout out to the Lautoka president, Shalendra Prasad. Free kick to Lautoka, Simi Nambenu. And headed back towards his own goal line for Semesa Sedere to collect Chonera Lumu. Tuindama Gusai not able to control it, and Simeone Nambenu. He says, well, Chonera Lumu, If you could do that, see me do the same. And he nods it back, a backheader to his goalkeeper, Atunaisa. Joel Chand, Ravinesh Reddy. Praveel Singh. Now he lets another one fly, but this one, no conviction, no firepower behind it. Just one on his right foot that Atunaisa collects way too easily. Afraz Ali. Clearance from Elijah Ravea. Sailasa Naidengu. Afraz, Blessed Francis. They're still trying to create something, Nandrunga. A consolation will be good for them. Blessed Francis will bring it away. Pravil to Indama. Sailasa in there. Apisalome Ravovo. Sailasa. Abdul Sahil was looking for somebody to set him on the run. Weave that through ball. Carve open some space behind the Nandrunga defense. That did not happen. So now Sean Singh. Sean. Ravinesh Reddy. And he lets one fly. And somebody will have to go and collect that from the other side of the stadium behind Atunaisa's goalmouth.
That time Nadroga showed some promise of playing football for a while. Some good touches there. Sean Singh with a grand run outside on the right hand side, and then the back heel infield too. And they wanted to finish it. Ravinesh Reddy coming in with that shot that went wide. So close to the 68-minute mark here. Nandrunga down by 2-0.
If you're wondering why we have all those empty seats in the stadium on both sides, well, in fact, 3 sides, 2 behind the goalkeepers, Atunaisa and Semesa Sadere, and the stadium on the broadcast touchline side. And that's because the home team have done the job that they needed to. So those with district pride and only here to watch Lambasa play. They enjoyed the action before that by Nasinu, followed by Subai Navua, and with the home team already into the semi-finals, and I'm sure they've gone out to celebrate. But those ardent fans that are not just about their district but football fanatics, staying behind to catch the action in this Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka and Manasa Exports Nandrunga match. There was some firepower expected with Nandrunga's semi-final spot also on the line if they manage to score a couple or maybe more and keep Lautoka at bay, but it's gone the other way around with Lautoka scoring a brace 1 to Apisalome Ravovo from that Afraz Ali free kick. The cool header from Apisalome, and before that Elijah Ravea had sent in a piercing through ball that Rusiate Matararenga pounced on to open the scoring for Lautoka.
So another 30 minutes away before we finish off with the group stages here and round off and come back for the semis and the final next weekend. Nandrunga, they have 30 minutes to change things, otherwise the semi-final lineup remain as we mentioned earlier.
Ravinesh Reddy racing through in between Elijah and Nambenu, but at the back is Tuinuku to clear. Shivnil Chan on his opposite number, Apisalome Ravovo. He gets the better of Shivnil, then Afraz Ali. Abdul Farid will stop it. Still Abdul. And Silas Ratu with a bit of afters, and will that be a card for Ratu as well? Yes. Good spot from the referee, and Abdul, he knows what he did. So he quickly goes across to Inuku and gives him a kiss on the forehead after receiving the yellow card. But Silas Ratu also in the naughty books.
A great gesture between the two. It's all in the game. and the response was pleasing there from the two, despite the heat and the intensity amongst the players after that incident.
It surely was, because this is the final pool game, and with the current scoreline, Nadroga have a lot more at stake and a lot of hard yards. In fact, almost an impossible mountain in front of them to climb. They would have to score more than 4 goals to really upset the standing in this pool. So no need for anything more than what happened there. The cards flashed to Abdul Farid and Saila Saratu, and in his attempt to cool things down and send everybody off happy, Abdul Farid went over to Inuku to plant a kiss on his forehead. Good sportsmanship between the two of them.
So with the break of around 5 days in between, and then the return to the semi-final here, it all goes back to recovery first for the teams, the physio and the coaching staff. The management will be getting together to look at the need for recovery for the 4 top teams of Lambasa, Ba, Lautoka and Navua, and see what is required first before they run back to the field of play for their preparations, for their training in their bid to win the semi-finals and of course the grand final. And by this time next week Sunday, there will be a champion celebrating somewhere around here in Lambasa.
There surely will be, and good divisional representation in the knockout stages also. 2 teams from the west in Royalex Realty Ba and Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka. South Central representative Ira Group Navua, and then of course representing the Northern Division and the hopes of the fans in Vanuatu and beyond, Extra Lambasa. Afraz Ali, Saila Saratu, Rusiate Matararenga. Oh, that's nicely done to this new man that has gone in, Abdul Sahil. Abdul Abisalomera calling for it, and then Abdul decides not to use him. Will use the option of Laisaring Galida instead. Then good pickup from William Khan, stealing it off Laisaring Galida. Joel Chan to Indama Gosai calling for it. Joel will decide to pause, then bring them back. Then he goes on the run, and Abdul Farid. Lautoka will bring it away. Fraz. Blessed Francis. Shivnil. Pravil. Back to him. Then just taken off his head from Elijah. Tall and lanky Elijah. Now Rusiate Matararenga. Choni Ralumu in front of him. That pass from Rusiate, not a good one. Semesa Sedere just comes out to do enough for Sailasa Naidengu to not try and control or get to it. Sean. Pravil. Blessed Francis. Good to see Nadroga knocking the football around. Muhammad Farid in between Joel and Tuindama. So Gosai will make the run for it. Tuindama. Atunaisa coming out quickly to collect. Lautoka preparing changes on the bench. This is a good time with the 25 minutes or so remaining in the in the context of the game itself. Quick throw. Naidengu. Rusi. Abdul Farid will clear. Ralumu sends Gosai on the run again to Indama. And just kneeing it away is Afraz Ali at the back. So now the changes will be made. Coming off is Sailasa Ratu, who's already picked up a yellow card, and replacing him is Ravuso Fou. And the other change will be Powasa Mbenivalu. And the other man to pick up a yellow card, Sailesa Nedingu. So managing cards also, the Lautoka bench, the two men to have picked up a yellow. Sailasa Ratu replaced with Ravuso Fou, and Sailasa Naidengu replaced with Powasa Mbenivalu.
Both joined Lautoka from Ba in the transfer window. Selasa Ratu and Selasa Naidengu. And here they are in the Big Fiji Effect, playing an integral part, and after doing their bit, they will now take a break at least for a week before they return for the semis next weekend.
Francis Farid, he sends across in to Indama Gusai. Oh, that's a lovely header, but just sending it out wide, the right direction not there. That man Ravinesh, ready on your screen, has played well, been a good servant for Manasa Exports Nadroga at the Big Fiji Effect, regardless of the results. On the first day, they held Rolex Realty in Ba 0-0 at half time. And the second half didn't go their way, losing that out eventually 4-1. And yesterday, producing a brilliant performance themselves, winning 4-0 over Nasinu, which set up this encounter with a chance for them to sneak into the semi-finals if they could upset Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka. However, Lautoka have scored 2 goals of their own in this match. Pravil sends the free kick in, which Leisarin Galida will clear. Apisalome Ravovo. And he thinks that was nothing more than him than just managing to weave his way out from that situation in a way from Pravil Singh. Francis, he sends it in. Afraz Ali chests it down. Apisalome Ravovo, Blessed Francis. Now to Indama Gosai, and Afraz Ali will come in to clear. Heading closer to the 70th minute mark, 20 more minutes remaining. Well, now, little over 20. Blessed. And yeah, that definitely was an improper throw. So it has been turned around in favor of Lautoka. You saw the green boots, both the feet have to be on the ground. And Francis, one of them was definitely higher up. Floating in there. So that throw-in floats back to Lautoka.
So final 20 is what remains here. The completion of the group stages for Big Fiji Effect 2026. Winding down the remaining period of the night here before the teams go back and return for the semis, and the others 4 will come back, 4 will not, and it will be for them. 4 will be here in the competition: Lambasa, Ba, Lautoka and Navua, and the other 4 from the 8 that were here will stay back and reflect and prepare for the next one, that is Extra Premier League.
Siate Matararenga had sent Apisalome Ravovo on the run and almost setting him up for another goal. He's already got one in this match, looking for a brace. Semesa Sedere cleared, so it's a corner kick for Lautoka. Laisaring Galida. Now he will come away with a corner kick. Floats it all the way to the back where Puasambaini Valu gets the touch. In comes the cross on the ground, cleared. Chone Ralumu holding firm, holding his ground. Apisalome Ravovo, the cross in. Madhi Tuinuku not reading it. Sean Singh will run for it also. It gets the final touch of Tuinuku. A Nadroga throw in it will be. Sean away. Twindama Gosai underneath it. That was nicely done from him to flick that header through for Sean, for Shivnil Chan to chase.
The Lautoka bench there, watching the whole situation. They know it's wrapped up. Master Shivam also there, being part of the Lautoka coaching panel for some time now, and they're relishing the result that they have produced over the 3 days and what to do next during the break.
The new man, Ravusofo, was racing across, so Semesa Sadere needing to come out again of his goal line with William Khan to clear. Corner kick for Lautoka. The Rapisalome Ravovo will just jog away to take. In comes the corner kick. Climbing high was Elijah. Just not able to give it the direction that fell kindly for him. Elijah.
That man is surely rising gradually in terms of his performance. Elijah Ravea, remember that name, wearing the blue jersey for now, and is doing an exceptional job as a forward for Lautoka.
Atunaisa. He sends one away. Pravil Singh. Not a good touch from Pravil. And then Abdul Farid's pass also. Apisalome Ravovo will head it down for Nambenu. Into the center circle we come. Rusiate. No stranger to Nadroga. He's played for them as well. At the back. Tuinuku will clear. Sean Shivnil away from Apisalome. That's the two number 17s colliding. And the free kick has been called in favor of the one wearing the blue jumpers this evening. So Apisalome Ravovo getting the better of Shivnil Chand. Lautoka will prepare for another change. Shiva Pillai comes in. And he will be replacing Elijah Ravea. Elijah, good knock from this kid. Set up Rusiate Matarorenga for the first goal. Atunaisa. Let's see the vision from him. Apisalome Ravovo. Afraz, he doesn't get it. Shivnil will. Shivnil. Ravinesh ready to play with. Wanted to cut back inside. Ravovo comes back and takes it away from the Nadroga player, Shiva Pillai. Blessed Francis. Only as far as Simi Nambenu. There he is once again. Shiva Pillai, another quick 1-2. They played the triangle. This new man to have just gone in also in the second half. Abdul Sahil. Nadroga defense clear. Nambenu. Shiva Pillai. An infringement from Abdul Sahil. Defensive free kick that William Khan will play this from just outside the Nadroga 18. Abisalome.
Final 15 is what is left written in terms of this match, and also the entire tournament group stages. We had 3 days of the group matches, and we are coming to a conclusion of that one, and it has produced a number of goals here, and the competition level itself has been quite brilliant in terms of most of the teams, except for the gap whereby teams like Nadroga and Nasino, they conceded some big number of goals, but then Nadroga has responded well here into their final match. They are just down by 2-0.
Lautoka still searching for a third, maybe putting on a show in the final 15 minutes of this final pool game in Group B. Across the 6-yard box that goes in, Semesa Sadere will collect it. Semesa. Now he sends one into the Lautoka half. Shivnil Chand underneath it. Afrazali will head it back to Nambenu, his captain. Nambenu sending up Isalome Ravovo on the chase. Oh, well done to Ravovo to keep that still in the field of play. Veer Singh tends away. Not a free kick, he says. We carry on. Rusiate can line one up and just wanted to find the 90 maybe. Curl that in away from Semesa Sadere. Didn't work out for him on that occasion. Going for the fancy, then a more direct finish, Rusiate. A fancied finish. Abdul Farid for Nadroga. Ravinesh ready, takes a fall. It's a Nadroga free kick now. Manasa Exports Nadroga.
With the current scoreline and the final 12 minutes or so that remains, the 12 matches have produced a total of 39 goals into this competition, and that indicates around 3.25 or 3 goals per match in the entire 3 days so far, unless and until we have any more after this.
Has to be one of the tournaments with a high number of goals scored in the pool stages, or certainly one of the highest in quite some time now. So fans thoroughly entertained, not just at Subrail Park, those who came in to witness all of the action in person, but those of you that have caught all the action on my TV, courtesy of our sponsors, Extra Supermarket. Welcome to the Extra Experience, Glamada Investments, the exclusive distributors of Lenius products in Fiji, Avnil's Multi-Electronics, the phone specialists, Powervolt Services Limited, your trusted electrical solution, IXL Financial Solutions, tailored mortgage and insurance solution providers, Kiwi Homes New Zealand Limited, Kelvin Realtors, licensed real estate agent. William Khan will send the free kick in. No venom in that. Fiji traders, we do it the smart way. Flick Hygiene, Fiji National University. Remember, semester 2 applications are now open. Zubair's Distributors Limited, your trusted wholesale and retail partner in Fiji, and Stratum Construction Limited. Afraz Ali, the vision from Nambenu to find Apisalome Ravovo, so a lot of gaps opening up in the Nadroga midfield. All of a sudden, Sahil, that's Abdul Sahil, Afraz Ali, Lesarin Galida, Shiva Pillai, Madhu, Chone Ralumu in front of him. Chone just gets it away. So now 2 changes. The final 2 for Nadroga. That will complete the maximum number of changes they can make. So Tuindama Ngosai pulled out. In goes their number 7, Muzammil Hamza Ali. And Ravinesh Reddy also makes way for Orisi Vatunino. Little over 81 minutes played already. So less than 8.5 remaining for all of the action in as far as the pool games of the Big Fiji Fact is concerned, to come to an end, to draw to a close. Orisi Vatunino straight away into action. Shivnil Orisi once again closely guarded by Lesarin Galida. Powasam Bainivalu will pickpocket him. Lesarin Galida will clear. Afraz, Galida again, and his pass straight to Shivnil. In comes the cross. The head away. Nambenu, Shivapille. Ravuso. It was at the back. Jersey number 13 for Lautoka. And he's the one that will go over to take that defensive throw. Shivapille. No yellow jerseys around him. Manasa Exports Nadroga, that 2 goals in the first half. They trail Kelvin Civil Engineering Lautoka by 2 goals to 0. Ravuso, that will not cut it for Tuinuku. No use him to go after or to chase for that ball. Orisi. Hamza Ali, the youngsters, to go in and get some game time for Manasa Exports Nadroga. 83 now played, 7 minutes remaining in regulation time. William Khan underneath it, and Semesa Sadere. Well, he was still inside the 18 when he touched the football, so the referee, as you heard in the background, indicating for them to continue playing. Abdul Farid. Nadroga still searching for that late consolation if they can get one. The push on the nippy Hamza Ali. And it's that man that has committed the foul, Powasam Vainivalu, who's asking the defense and the Lautoka players to keep their cool after pushing Hamza Ali, bulldozing Hamza Ali out of the way. So with 84 minutes played, we are on the cusp of coming to an end of a delicious 3 days of scintillating football played at Subrail Park in Lambasa. Semi-finals now determined more or less, unless there can be a miracle in the remaining 6 for Nadroga. Certainly there will be no miracle with those sort of attempts. The ball had already gone out for a goal kick. All of the action continues next weekend at the same venue when we come back for the semi-finals. And for now, we can say pretty much it's going to be the Extra Supermarket Lambasa outfit, Babasingha Lions, the home team in the first semi-final against Royalex Realty Mba. And in the second, Calvin Civil Engineering Lautoka, the pool winners of Group B, maximum 9 out of 9 points, and they will play Ira Group Navua.
So final 5 minutes remaining from the completion of the group stages, and these two teams have the final say here. Will we see any more goals other than the 39 that we have tallied out of the 3 days, or will we finish with that before some more are seen in the final 2 days, the final 3 matches? Those are the 2 semi-finals, and we expect a big crowd on Saturday here before 2, around midday, because at 2 p.m. the home team Lambasa will play Ba, and at 4:30 it's this Lautoka team that will meet Navua Nadroga. This is their final showdown here at Subrel Park in Lambasa.
Have to give a lot of plaudits and credit to the Calvin Civil Engineering defense. They are the team to concede the least number of goals at the BIC Fiji effect. Only one, and that was scored by Bruce Hughes against them in that first match. Lautoka played Nasinu, and that's the only goal that they have conceded. Didn't concede any in the match against Royal X Real Timba yesterday. Won that match 2-0, and also 2 goals to the good in this match against the other western neighbor in Manasa Exports Nadroga. Abisalome, rather this is Abdul Sahil. Shiva Pille was the target cut off by Pravil Singh. Muzammil Hamzali, jersey number 7. Rusiate. Now Simi Nambenu. Can we have a captain's knock to close off the group stages? Maybe Abdul Sahil, not quite so.
On the wrong footing for Sahil. Tried to place it home, just the balance and the posture not happening for him, and that's where Nadroga failed to score that one. If they did, then the final few minutes would have been fiery finish to the group stages.
Atunaisa will collect it. Then underarm throw to Ravuso. Shivapille. Looks like that did hit the hand of Abdul Farid, but in action, so we'll continue. Sean Singh. Sean. Khan. Pravil Singh. Choneralumu has switched with Pravil and Sean, and he's pushing up front to try and get a consolation. Pravil away from Shivapilla. That was neatly done by Pravil, and fires one in. Excellent attempt from Pravil Singh. Atunai Samay to work hard and not happy with that. You can see the expression on his face. They allowed Pravil a lot of room to blast one at Atunai's goal mouth.
That man, Pravil, has been shooting.
It's been impressive, hasn't he?
Yeah, he is in this Nadroga mix. And the way he controls the midfield and the shots, the sudden shots that are rifled from his boot are interesting to watch.
Now everyone pushing forward. And I think just seeing that Atunaisa was in the middle of his goal mouth. John Ralumu wanted to play it smart and maybe sneak one at the near post.
He's another one, Choneralumu.
That's exactly what he wanted to do.
Impressed us in this tournament.
Impressive Choneralumu, regardless of the goals Nadroga have conceded. It's just a walk rate that has been very impressive.
Yeah, he has been a consistent worker as a defender for Nadroga in the extra Premier League as well, Choneralumu.
Shivnil Chand, his opposite number. Bit of jersey pulling from Ravovo. Shivnil lets one fly from inside the box and up and over. 90 minutes completed. I'm sure we'll be shown how much more time we have. Just